The road teams haven't fared so well here this week in the SEC. I think all home teams won Tuesday and Wednesday, so we're gonna have to go in and play well. I mean, they obviously played well at home. They just beat Tennessee. That was battle of two of the toughest teams in the SEC. I mean, they're built on toughness. Coach Jans was in the MAC when I was at Buffalo. He was at Bowling Green, and his teams always play tough. Teams don't score much on them. I think they got the lowest scoring defense in the league right now. You know, they're going to play tough, play physical, they're going to rebound, they're going to play hard. I mean, he's got everybody on that team playing hard as can be. So our guys are going to have to be a little tougher. I thought we showed some toughness in the second half against South Carolina. We're going to have to improve even more this game to do it on the road, but looking forward to it. I mean, the league's a good league, and like just about every, you know, we play these guys twice every year, so this will be the 5th time I've played at the home. I think the first 3 were all super close games. We're fortunate to get some wins over there, but they're certainly not easy, and this one's not going to be easy Saturday for sure.
Start with Charlie.
Coach, kind of a two-parter. Just do you have an update on Mo, Waggy, and then also just with him in the front court in general, going against Tolu Smith, what kind of challenge does that present?
Mo has not practiced yet. We're going to see how we got a shoot around tonight over at the home, so we're going to see how it responds to that. And it'll be probably a game time decision. I mean, if he's good today, we'll see if it swells up tomorrow. So, and then what was the second part of the question?
Just in general facing Tolu.
Oh yeah, Tolu. Tolu's one of the best bigs in the league. I mean, they give it to him. I mean, he's out there to get the ball. He posts up strong. He puts you guys in a bind. You know, we've had issues with fouling in the front court. If Mo can't play, that our depth is really taking a hit there. So, but Mo Diabate's come along. You know, I don't know that he's necessarily a 5, but you can kind of bump Grant down to the 5 some too. So, but it'd be good to have Mo Waggy just to make sure we have some depth up there to deal with Tolu.
Who else? Blake?
Y'all officially announced the signing of Darian Reed yesterday. What does he bring to this program, the signing of him?
Yeah, I mean, Darian's super talented, big wing, kind of fits the mold of some of those bigger guards and wings that we've had that have gone to the NBA. Brandon Miller most recently, Josh Primo. You know, we've done well with those guys. You know, Herb Jones a little bit, but he's a better shooter than Herb was coming out, bigger, stronger. You know, not too many guys are as good defensively as Herb, but he is a good defender. He can play both sides of the ball. I mean, he's a very, very good overall two-way, plays defense, plays offense, skilled, strong, athletic. Yeah, we're super excited. We've been on him for a while too, and he's been a priority of ours for a long time here.
Johnny?
Hey Coach, I know you released a statement to the Tuscaloosa News the other night after Coach Saban retired, but just as someone as a head coach here at the University of Alabama, what's something that you learned from him? I know it's 2 different sports, but something that you took away from his time together?
Yeah, I've been very fortunate to spend 4.5 years at the same university as the best football coach, at least in modern football in the country, and one of the best team coaches of any sport, football, basketball, anything. So I took advantage of it early. I went to a lot of the practices. I went on a road trip with them. First game of my employment here, the first year when they played Duke in Atlanta. I tried to go over there to as many of the guest speakers they have. And, I mean, you know, learned a lot. Learned how meticulous he is, his attention to detail, sitting through some of the staff meetings. You know, his intensity coupled with his attention to detail. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why he's one of the best coaches in the history of team sports. So, you know, it's sad that he's retiring, and you know, kind of the state of college athletics needs to get figured out. But you know, because I'm sure he could have coached for a while longer under different circumstances. But he's coached a long time, won a lot of games, and his jobs aren't easy. There's a lot of stress involved with them, but he's, you know, I learned a lot. I learned a lot from him before I got here, just from afar, without even knowing him or meeting him. Just reading how he does stuff. Just as, you know, they talk about the process, and you know, winning takes care of itself. But then to come in and see it firsthand, I mean, he's great, and he's been great to this program. He's great to all the athletic programs here. He wants everybody to be successful. He meets with our recruits, softball, golf, you name it. I mean, he's trying to help every sport be good around here. So, not sure what his plans are, but it'd be great if he stuck around here and there, came back frequently. Because I'd love to, you know, he'd call me after tough losses and talk to me a little bit. He was great. So, I'm sad to see him go, and super appreciative for the 4.5 years I got to spend here with him.
Tony.
You were a guy that came down here, didn't have much experience in the South. In the event that a football hire is made, what are some of the steps that you took to kind of acclimate, and how difficult was that? And what advice, I guess, would you give if that kind of is hypothetical, but if that was?
Yeah, it's a good question. You know, not sure who Greg's interviewing or hiring. He's pretty good at keeping that stuff all very quiet. I don't think anybody knew who I was, or even knew he interviewed me until I got off the plane. Really, until they made the announcement or whatever. But yeah, I mean, if it's somebody that wasn't from the South, say this, best thing I did was keep Antoine Petway on staff. He was at this place. I'm sure there's got to be some continuity with people that know what's going on, both at Alabama and in the area. But you know, I think Greg's going to make a good hire. I think if they're not from the area, just got to be genuine. I mean, I think people, whether North or South, understand they can see through fake, and they can tell if you're genuine. If you're genuine, I think people down here in the South welcome you in with open arms. Sure helps if you win too. Come down and keep some of them. I mean, Coach Saban put together an unbelievable recruiting class. Whoever they get, they can keep the recruiting class together and win. Everybody will welcome them in with open arms, I'm sure. But Greg will do a good job hiring that. They got a lot of resources here to win big, and Coach Saban's shown you can win at the highest level for a long time around here, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot of coaches wanting this job.
Go Charlie.
Yeah, just want to ask about State's last game. Just what stood out about their performance against Tennessee?
Their resilience, their toughness. I mean, they just came out of the gate and kind of punched Tennessee in the mouth, which doesn't happen to Tennessee ever, really. And then, you know, they had some moments in the game where they turned it over a few times, could have easily folded and collapsed. And you could just tell that they expect to win, their toughness, their resilience. When they faced a little adversity, I mean, there's times when I was wondering if Coach Jan's going to call timeout. He didn't call timeout. These guys fought through it, and you know, he knows what he's doing. He's dealing with a group of tough guys. I mean, just their toughness, their competitiveness, it's at a high level. So, and then Josh Hubbard can score the ball a little bit. The kid's really good for a freshman. So we got to make sure now they've got an experienced backcourt, and then they bring him off the bench to, he can really score, shoot at a high level. Tolu's playing at a high level. Cam Matthews might be the best defender in this league. So they've got a good mix of scoring, defense, toughness, you know, and they're good. I mean, they mix their defenses up, but whatever they do, they're going to do it with toughness. So I think the biggest thing you saw was how tough and competitive they are against Tennessee, who's been one of the toughest programs in this league in the country, to be honest with you, since Coach Barnes got there.
Anyone else? Last one.
Hey, Coach, I just know this offseason you guys had a lot of exits from the program and brought a lot of guys in, and that was really the center attention piece of the offseason. But what can you say about Nick Pringle and Riley Griffin and Mark Sears, what they've meant to this program, and kind of teaching those guys the blue-collar basketball mentality this year?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, we got those three returners that went through a lot of winning last year, knows what it takes to win. You know, I think you're starting to see it start to emerge. Like, you know, and Nick's got a bubbly personality, persona about him, that he's a great leader and people want to follow him, and I think he's learning how to not just be an influencer, but to be a leader. You know, let's play the right way, get guys do like what's winning about, let's get everybody on board with winning. Mark's kind of the opposite, he's real quiet, not as outgoing as Nick, but he's learning to lead too, like playing harder, being an unbelievable teammate, just pumping guys up in practice in the games. And then Ryland's taken really a lot different role. He's become I think he's our best perimeter defender, you know, and he's got a pretty high IQ. He's talking to guys, pointing stuff out, you know. And we don't want to talk about last year too much and throw it at these guys. Last year this, like they get tired of that. But there's still points to, you know, last year we did this, just even with coverages and stuff, you know, and Ryland bring it up, Mark, you know, Nick. I think all three of them in their own way have put a stamp on how to win at a really high level here, because they were all a big part of what we did last year. And, shoot, with the changeover every year now, the way that college athletics is, it's nice to have some holdovers from year to year, and those three guys are doing a good job for us right now.
Awesome. Thanks,
All right,
Coach.
thanks, yeah.